On today's show, voice chat is finally here, and guess what? The Iron Banner. It's back, fresh and new, all coming up.
You're listening to Destiny the Show. Welcome, Guardians.
Ditty! Thank you so much. Everyone, a round of applause for Ditty. He did today's show notes, and I'm very, very thankful for that. We had a little bit of a Twitter fiasco in terms of communicating, but he is a knight in shining armor, kicking butt, coming at us. How was your week?
Well, thank you. My week was actually pretty good. Winter kicked us in the face this week because it was
how cold is it there?
It was like 80 degrees last week, and then like halfway through this week, 30.
Yeah.
No transition. So it's
Just
been
boom.
It's been pretty cold.
Yeah, the jeans are fully engaged. And
Man.
Like the northern part of my state, they were in the negatives. Like where I used to go to college, they got snow, and I'm like, no, I want none of that. None of that, man.
That's
Do
the
anything
worst.
fun?
No, not really. My parents are trying to get Christmas shopping done before Thanksgiving. And we kind of, Sanic and I were just like, we want a new TV.
Ooh.
So I think we're just going to go ahead and pick the TV out, and they're just going to pay us back. So hopefully, fingers crossed. So that's
That'd
going
be
to be
pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the most exciting thing that's happened this week, pretty much.
Black Friday's coming up, and so is Cyber Monday, man.
Mhm,
People are already
exactly.
getting ready. So
She took both of those days off so she can be like a hawk, sniping out those deals.
she's a deal getter. We don't have those
Yep.
kind of stores in this small town, but like I want a monitor, like a BenQ or an Asus, but I will not
Nice.
pay ridiculous amounts for such items. So, yeah, the monitor I've been using is showing like a weird, quirky, garbagey line in the middle of it, so I got to get rid of it before it
I've
becomes
been
an
really
issue.
into ultra widescreen monitors recently.
Oh.
So like 21:9 aspect ratio, and
Yeah.
instead of like a dual monitor setup, I really want an ultra wide. But those things cost so much money.
Yeah, are they like 300-400?
More than that. Yeah,
goodness.
like there's a 34-inch LG that goes for like $1,000.
Ooh, yeah. So definitely,
Not gonna get that anytime soon.
it's all that DTS money that we are rolling in. So Master Chief Collection came out.
Yes, it did. It did.
Should we just talk about that later?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
All right. So first up in the news, Ditty, it's finally here. Voice chat beta is arriving on November 18th. Finally, man. Finally.
Finally, and they're keeping it simple too.
Yeah, you sent me the pictures of this. Do you want to tell the listeners a little bit about how it works?
Yeah, so as a part of the Destiny update 1.0.3, it's scheduled to deploy on November 18th. You'll have access to two options using voice chat. Now, the Fireteam chat has been in there since launch. It's for pre-formed parties, so you can talk to people who have joined your fire team. But there's also going to be the option of team chat. So after the update, you'll be able to join a new channel that will provide for team chat. This option will be available in any matchmade activity. That includes strikes and team-based Crucible matches. So unfortunately, Rumble players won't be able to smack talk their enemies. But it's still in beta, so they might add that a little later on.
Oh, yeah.
Team chat is signified by the megaphone icon. So when you pull up your ghost, normally how you would, normally summon your sparrow, there's going to be a toggle option. You use the D-pad where you switch to fire chat or fire team chat or team chat.
It's brilliant.
It's super easy, and it'll just tell you when you launch that game mode if team chat is available. So upon landing in an activity where opt-in voice chat is enabled, you'll receive a notification that says Team Voice Chat now available, and then you just look in the lower left of your screen for the prompt. So it'll just prompt you like heavy ammo weapon spawning where that normally is, where the kill feed is. It'll be in that area.
Oh, that's so awesome. It's quaint, it's simple, yet it's elegant. They did it right. They didn't just toss it in there and make it awkward, or at least we'll have to wait and see till we try it. But the way it looks visually, I love it. You don't have to dive into any menus outside of just the ghost. You still stay within the game. Smart. And any game mode too. I think we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Now, all that I want is a party up option after like you do a strike so you can just start accumulating people. I wonder too if proximity voice do you think chat will be available in the tower? Because like when you're in the tower, it shows the roster of everybody in the tower.
Yeah, that would be a nice
Big
option,
chaos.
but they haven't talked about that yet. It's not in these details, so hopefully maybe that's something they're discussing.
Why can there not be an NPC in the tower that's a looking for group NPC? You know what I'm saying? Like, can
That
we
would
just
be brilliant.
group around somebody and it's like strike, vault of glass, whatever it is. Now, with the mics being in-game like this, you have way more opportunities for pickup groups to go and run vault of glass or whatever future raid there may be.
Exactly.
What's her name is coming to the tower tune? Sue Eris? Is that the name from the Dark Below?
I don't know.
Yeah, we mentioned her, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago when we got all the information. She's showing up soon. And did you see the photos of under the Cosmodrome?
Yes.
Ooh. So
Looks
in
good.
these updates, too, we're getting little bits and chunks and pieces of what Dark Below will be. We're getting like little frameworks so that come December 9th, we don't have a freaking meltdown as everybody tries to download these huge updates. All right. Is the weekly update basically everything we're talking about outside the weekly update, or did something else happen in there?
Yeah, so the Bungie weekly update just talked about the voice chat beta and the new Iron Banner 2.0, which we're going to talk about here right now.
So, tell me, Ditty, Iron Banner 2.0, it's arriving. What are they keeping? What have they updated?
So Iron Banner 2.0 is going to come out very soon, I think at the same time as the voice beta deployment.
On the 18th, yeah.
On the 18th. So what they're keeping is you're going to keep your random rewards at the end of every match. You can unlock gear for purchase from Lord Saladin, obviously, and match rewards will be available by increasing your rank.
Yep.
Then your previous Iron Banner rank is actually being preserved for this initial Iron Banner, and only this Iron Banner, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But what they've updated is power is actually going to matter this time. So like they originally advertised, it's going to be just like that. Only players level 20 and above can lead a fire team. So if you're a solo player, you have to be level 20 or higher. But if you're under level 20 and you want to participate in the Iron Banner, then you're going to have to piggyback off of a higher level. You're going to have to party up with them so they can actually bring you in. So players within 3 levels of one another can be competitive. So if I'm level 20 and I'm put up against a level 25, then it's going to be a lot harder for me to kill them. And it's not going to be very competitive because they're going to have better gear than I am. So it's going to be very apparent this time.
Cool.
Your defense rating affects how you take damage. So you want to wear your best and highest rated armor. It doesn't matter if something gives you more discipline, but a little bit lower of defense rating. You want that highest rating armor. It doesn't matter if it matches or not. It doesn't matter if it synergizes well, but you just want to have the highest number possible in your defense. So players out of your league, like the example I gave, 20 to 25, they're going to seem like a boss, like a strike boss to kill you. So it's going to be very difficult. As well, your attack rating, which is the gun's attack rating, is going to affect how you inflict damage. You want to equip your highest rated weapons, your best weapons, and then lower level players wielding fully upgraded weapons, they should still be considered a credible threat, but they're still going to be doing a little bit less of an impact than somebody who has like a Mythoclass. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. This is cool. I'm getting so hyped just as you're talking about it.
So what I said about them preserving your Iron Banner rank for this next coming Iron Banner, there's actually going to be 5 reputation ranks instead of just 3 this time. And they're actually going to be reset every time the new Iron Banner launches. So, for instance, this next Iron Banner, say it lasts a week, and then they have a week break, and then it comes 2 weeks later, right?
Yep.
That Iron Banner is going to be different than the previous Iron Banner. You're going to reset your reputation ranks.
Yep.
So this just allows players to, have a better progression system since they're resetting everything.
Agreed.
Iron
Especially
Banner
since
armor,
it's new.
Yeah, since it's new, exactly. Iron Banner armor now has the ability to raise your light level to level 50, but you will still need
30,
at least
30.
one. What did I say?
50.
Oh my gosh,
That's okay.
I
I'm
have
tracking.
Halo on the mind. Whew.
Yeah. Whew.
You still need at least one exotic and raid armor piece as well to get to level 30.
Okay, so you can't just get there yet without the vault glass, it looks like.
Yeah, yes, they still want you to complete the raid if you want to max out. They're also adding a tempered buff, which is a player-activated 12-hour boost in reputation gains. It's basically for people who work during the week and can't play the Iron Banner as soon as it launches.
Yep.
And the tempered buff is just accelerating your reputation gains. So the way I think of it is it's comparable to a Black Wax Idol or the Ether Seeds, to farm more glitter from certain enemies. It just accelerates that as well. And then as the week winds down, the reputation gain is actually increased exponentially.
Way cool.
Yeah, so as the week goes forward, this buff will boost gains even more, so people who start later in the week will be able to catch up easier. So say one reputation rank is 1,000 points, right?
Yep.
That's just an example. So somebody who starts the Iron Banner on Tuesday when it launches is going to get, a very steady flow of reputation gains, maybe 100 reputation gains per bounty, right? Just an example. But if I have work during the week and I start playing on Saturday, maybe my bounties will be worth 300 points each. So I'm still going to end up at the same point as people playing the whole week, but I'll just get there in a shorter amount of time because I'm playing later in the week. And that's only when the tempered buff is activated.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so stoked for that.
It's actually a player-controlled buff, so you decide when you want to activate that.
Way cool. It makes it a decision, like in your hand, your court. You could come to Saturday night and go, all right,
I'm going to grind for 12 hours, so
I'm
going
not
to activate
sleeping.
this buff. Yeah. Exactly.
If they just did it like, okay, it starts at 10 a.m. Saturday, then it defeats like the purpose of it because then they have to change their schedule to match that. Man, dude, Bungie there's smart people over there. Gotta admit.
It's a reason they made it just a great game.
Agreed.
So, reputation gains are only awarded to the winners. So, you have to win Iron Banner games if you want to increase your reputation. But partial reputation is awarded to the losing team via medallions. So, whenever you lose an Iron Banner game, you will get a medallion, and you can carry up to 5 of these tokens. And the tokens can be redeemed after your next win for a certain amount of reputation. So if you lose a match, similar to like the Queen's bounties where you could get up to 10 of those little tickets, you would just redeem those tokens after you lose or after you win, and then it would return a certain amount of reputation. So you can still increase that as well.
Yeah, so I've lost 3 games in a row. I'm now carrying 3 medallions. We win the 4th game. Upon that win, I cash those 3 medallions in and actually get reputation for those games that I played. Even though I lost, I get partial reputation just for participating.
I think you can only redeem 1 token at a time.
Okay.
But that's not clear to me in the details. Yeah. So you could maybe cash in 3 at once, but I don't see any confirmation on that. So
I think we had talked about 2. It's almost the same amount as a win.
Yeah. So say a win is 10 and a medallion would redeem for like 7 or 8.
That is, again, so cool. I was not that excited for the first Iron Banner, but this one, man, I am like pretty hyped. And the gear.
Yeah, the gear looks amazing. And branching off the gear, you're going to be able to reforge your Iron Banner weapons.
Woo!
So what that means is Lord Saladin, obviously, he's going to offer the option of reforging any Iron Banner weapon. This will re-roll all of the upgrades for a chosen weapon, but it also resets any upgrades you've unlocked. So say I have whatever the hand cannon is, right? Because I'm a hand cannon man. And the perk that it has is a larger magazine, but I wanted a faster reload speed. I can reforge that weapon for a certain amount of glimmer or reputation or tokens or whatever, and it'll re-roll those stats, so I might be able to get that faster reload speed.
Ooh.
So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
It allows more diversity, and it allows you to better synergize your kit for your certain character. And I think that's a brilliant idea.
I agree. Oh my gosh. Like now, I want this now. And I'll just give our bounty out right now. Tweet us a picture, rank 5, Iron Banner. Boom. It's right there. We'll see how many of you can get it. If it is rank 5, whatever the top tier is, I don't know what they're going to be calling it.
Please, Guardians, let me help you. If you come looking for wise words, I shall try, but I ask you to turn them to action.
All right, on to our mini topic today. There's not a ton of news, everybody, mainly because we're sort of in that down period before Dark Below. I think we're going to have maybe about another week or two of slow news, and then the Dark Below PR will go nuts. Probably right after Thanksgiving, I'm thinking, or right around Thanksgiving. So I wanted to talk about the Master Chief Collection launch, mainly because Master Chief Collection is primarily Bungie games. Halo 1, 2, 3 are Bungie games. Halo 4 was 343. Now, obviously, 343 is the studio pushing the game out. I wanted to bring this up because I know a lot of Destiny players started in Halo, and I just also wanted to bring it up because we were pretty spoiled with the Destiny launch in terms of no big connection issues. If you're out of the loop, the Master Chief Collection has had just such a bumpy, rough launch. The servers for matchmaking are pretty much fried. Basically, day 1, it was impossible for people to get into matches with one another. Day 2, people could get into matches with each other after like 10 to 20 minutes of searching, which is just unacceptable, and it was still very inconsistent. Here we are, fast forward a week after launch almost, and it's still really hard to get matches. You still are waiting 3 to 4 minutes to get matches. There is so many bugs. There's just laundry list of issues. The game itself, I love the campaign. I love the multiplayer. It's very fun. But their online component of it is a mess, man, in terms of just issues with servers and connecting. And I was curious to bring this up because Ditty is also a Halo player. Do you think that Destiny is now leading the charge in the industry for smooth launches, at least for console shooters? I think far and away, it's hard to argue otherwise.
Yeah, in terms of the population size, the expected population size on launch day, you hear all these horror stories. Like GTA 5, the launch, the online components was disaster, right? You had so many server crashes. Master Chief Collection, you're having... Granted, 343 is doing their best to update the game as quickly as possible, and they have done many improvements.
Yes, yes, they have.
And if we think about Destiny, it had the alpha stage, right? Which was only PlayStation 4 users. Yeah. We had very little connection issues. And then we had the beta, which was much larger, open to both consoles, and then it was open publicly for anybody who wanted to towards the end of the beta life cycle. And then there were still some connection issues there, but on Destiny launch day, there weren't any major server issues once Destiny came out. Matchmaking was smooth, strikes were smooth, campaign story mode was smooth. No one really blew up social media saying Destiny sucks, right? Yep. Obviously, when the beta came out, PlayStation Network went down because everybody was trying to download it at the same time. Yep. But on launch day, everything was fine.
Yep. Right? I can only think of one issue, and that's when they unlocked the moon. Strikes, or not strikes, but Crucible. People searching for Crucible, which why on earth would you do that when they unlocked the moon? People searching for Crucible couldn't get into matches. Maybe that's because everybody was on the moon. No, it was an issue, and they fixed it within 1 hour. Exactly. There was a few kick to orbits, but for the most part, so smooth and so good. And I don't bring it up to talk about on 343. From what I understand, like 70-80% of it is on Xbox Live side. This is the first time they're doing dedicated servers on a scale like this large, blah, blah, blah. But Destiny really does set the standard for a smooth launch. It showed me, again, last week we talked about Call of Duty, good game, but I still kind of crave Destiny. Master Chief Collection, I'm a freaking Halo nerd at heart, but the launch was so rough in terms of matchmaking that if I want to go and get a better multiplayer experience, day 1, you're looking at Destiny again, and I just think they're sort of paving the way for what developers now need to aim for. I mean, if you're comparing things, Destiny has done so much right, regardless of the ridiculous mixed feedback about the game and the amount of content in it when it launched, etc. I think Destiny is, again, doing good.
Exactly, and it's not just the matchmaking either. Like, the campaign has glitches as well,
Yes.
right? I was doing a lasso run with a friend of ours, Schmeckledorf, and he and I were trying to do the Halo 3 campaign with another friend. I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry. And Halo 3, we were getting like 10 frames a second.
Oh my god!
On one of the missions, and it was like playing the game in slow motion. You know, it was a lot easier at the time, but it's frustrating because I want to play the game normally, right? I don't want to play it in slow motion. If I wanted to play it in slow motion, I would record myself playing it normally, then put it in slow motion in the video editor. Like, come on.
Yep.
And you know, there's a lot of things to complain about, but when this game works, oh man, Halo 2 Anniversary is awesome. It's smooth. It looks great. 60 frames per second. Oh my God. I cannot. This is my first experience with the shooter that's 60 FPS and that works this well. It's just like, it's awesome. And I'm really excited for the day that it works. But it just feels like it's in alpha or beta stage to me. And I don't think I'm going to attempt to play it until I know official confirmation that it's finished.
Yeah, you know, I've moved on to campaign. I'm doing matchmaking when I've got my patience bar at the full top. You'd be surprised, man, even if you're a full-on fan of something. I love Halo matchmaking. When you get into the dedicated servers, 60 FPS, it is the greatest Halo experience I've ever had. But waiting 4 to 5 minutes in between matches over and over again all day, having weird disconnects and weird party changes and all sorts of just things that throw you off. They're little nicks. It's like getting kind of somebody throwing little pieces of paper at you for like 3 hours. There reaches a breaking point for me where I'm like, you know, I'm done. Oh, I'm just done. So please fix. And I know they're working on it, and hopefully they will. That's kind of my 2 cents. Again, we'll have to see how Bungie handles the DLCs. I think if they do it as they did the launch, it's going to be very smooth. One of the issues, too, when the Master Chief Collection launched, 20 gigabyte download for every person who had a disc copy. That's just to play the multiplayer right off the bat, which is insane in my idea. To have such a large download day one from so many users, it obviously screwed Xbox Live up. They were having service issues for 2 straight days. And when we look at The Dark Below as it's coming, Bungie has some of the assets on the disc. Bungie has been putting assets through these updates sneakily into the game so that come day one, now don't quote me on it because Xbox Live could still have issues, PlayStation Network could still have issues, but the idea is come day one, people can get into the DLC quickly, easily, and with as minimal connection issues as possible. And I just don't think it's permissible to release such a large update like that right off the bat unless we have tried and tested the system and know it's consistent.
It came from Twitter!
This week, at MadBilly55 completed our bounty. Woo! Welcome to our Wall of Fame, sir. Winter's Run, Nightfall, Solo Strike. Well done. That's a hard one to solo, dude.
Yeah,
that
I was about
last
to say,
fight.
I think that's one of the more difficult ones to solo because, what is that, Arc Burn that was there?
I think it's Arc Burn, yeah.
All of the fallen melee damage is arc damage. And that's just like, that's a pain, you know?
Yep. Props to you, man. Props to you. At Red Room Podcast says, great show, fellas. Keep up the good work. Level 27, female, awoken hunter. Ditty plays a hunter.
Yeah. And my Xbox character is actually female as well.
Yeah, I'm on that. Dude, the Titan's level 20. I got it to level 20 this week.
Nice.
Or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, man. I was so sad Xur was selling the last word this week, and I couldn't get the strange coins in time on either profile. It was so frustrating. I'm like, no.
I need that gun. I didn't see what the Warlock piece was. Oh, well. At Lutz Justin sent us an awesome photo that I'll put on the website saying, this is how we do in New Brunswick, Canada. Love the show, Destiny Podcast, Morning Coffee. It is a picture of the coolest LAN party setup ever. You've got a widescreen TV in the background and 2 old 4x3s, and everybody's playing Destiny. It's just props. That would be so fun, dude. A good old Destiny LAN party.
That would be awesome. There's 3 of them. That's a full fire team, too.
Yeah, it is. You just need 3 more buddies and you can vault of glass it. I like the router hanging on the wall, too. And that's going to do it for today's show. Ditty, where can people find your content?
Twitter.com/wooshness, WOOOSHNESS. YouTube is the same, and twitch.tv/Ditty_ with 2 T's. I hope to be streaming at least some Xbox Destiny, because I haven't tried the streaming from Xbox yet, very soon. So maybe during Thanksgiving. I'll say that.
Looking forward to it. Make sure you go to destinytheshow.com for the links from today's show. Follow us at Destiny the Show on Twitter. You can email us, destinytheshow@gmail.com, even though we don't really check it all that often. You can follow me at BBK Dragoon. Link to join our clan is down in the description below or on our website. And other than that, I think I've got a Destiny video coming this week. Fish Dish Films took my challenge, and he got a bunch of Crucible kills while dancing on the Interceptor and dancing on the Pike. It is hysterical, dude. It is like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Nice.
So bringing that this week. I'm way entranced in Master Chief Collection right now, but that's just really, it's tied me over to the dark below. So anyway, have a great week, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you next time.